Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we're here little. I don't like how this microphone is just. We wanted to get it more. I typically have this fine. There we go. It's a little bit better. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen, another day of Beyond the Backboard. And, well, I guess we didn't have the overhead light. That'll give us something different to look at. And Henry's joining us in a second. Let me make sure I got the audio on. Over here. Henry, we can't hear you, buddy. I don't know if you can hear us. It's connected. Oh, he can't hear us. So there's that. But either way, guys, thank you for joining us today. And today we wanted to talk about it. Today's actually probably going to be a quicker episode just because all we have to talk about is the in-season tournament, which nothing wrong with it at all. I do find it a bit boring at times. Like, it's not boring, but I've talked about this before. The in-season tournament wasn't for basketball fans. It was for the players more than anything. And I think that was the biggest thing was seeing that, the guys needed to be motivated because of the beginning of the season. I'm just curious, will the viewership and the level of play drop for a month or two, or do you guys think it'll consistently carry over? Because I don't know. I find it definitely strange when you look at a team and I don't know, it's just like I'm looking at the Indiana Pacers. Okay, if they beat the Celtics, they could go on to win the championship of the inaugural in-season tournament. But if they beat the Celtics, are we really going to give them that much credit? Because the Indiana Pacers aren't going to do shit this year. We all know that. You're lying if you think otherwise. So for me, when I look at this, I think the easiest thing to say is there's kinks, like the point differential thing needs to be figured out. I don't like that. I think we saw the example with the Boston Celtics where they had to beat the Bulls by 23 points. So in a blowout, it creates unsportsmanlike scenarios when you're beating a team by 30 points and they're like, they're still having the starters out there. Henry, can you speak? I can't hear you.
I can speak, and I have thoughts if I can jump right in.
Yeah, go for it.
So I think that A, the Hack of Drummond is a storyline that generates media clicks and attention that would otherwise not exist for the 19th game of the regular season. So the
Mm,
league is definitely getting some extra media juice, some extra attention, some extra storylines from this, which is definitely a goal of the IST.
I
And
I
then,
I think that's true. But I think it's more so when you're being this is just sportsmanlike. Okay, so it's like let me put it in the NFL game terms. It's 50-10, and I still have Jalen Hurts, DeAndre Swift, and like last night, you remember when they were getting blown out by the Niners and they kept the Eagles kept their starters in even though they're fucking blown out. So you're forcing the Bulls to keep their starters in, which risks injury. It's just unsportsmanlike. And then it's if I'm pretty sure the Niners put in the backups? Did the Niners put in Sam Darnold by the end of the game?
I think so, yes.
So it's like that. When
Uh,
you put in Sam Darnold, that's what you're supposed to do. That's just sportsmanlike because everyone goes, okay, we're gonna like half-ass block now. Like nobody's gonna get hurt. Nobody. When it's last 10 games, like Bulls knew they were gonna lose this game, and literally Billy Donovan's over here chirping like, "You're making me keep the starters in. I can't put in the back." Like you know what I mean? It's just disrespectful. Like it's something that just needs to be tweaked.
So then how much blame, and doesn't have to be all of it, could be 20% of it, should just like goes on Billy Donovan, don't play your starters then. Play your bench guys and say, look, go out and fight for me. He doesn't have to play the starters. It's their position that they're getting schmacked anyway.
He should be put in that position. Either way, like the thing is Joe Mazzulla is telling him, "Hey, I'm running up the score," like blatantly telling him, which is like very, very frowned upon to run up the score.
But it's not when there's a purpose.
But the thing is there shouldn't be ever a purpose. That's what they're saying that they need to change this rule because they're taking it from goal differential in soccer. So have you heard of aggregate scores? So let's say I put
Does
it.
that happen? Does that happen in soccer games?
No,
Do
because
teams
not really because
run
if
up
you
scores, keep trying to get
so
goals if
let's
they need
say
to?
so aggregate score works. Let's say we have a two-leg game. I win the first game 3-1, which means I either have to lose the game by less than 2 goals or I have to just win. Okay, so I could lose the game 0-0 and still move on to the next. Okay, but if I'm the losing team that's now down 2 goals, I have to win by 3 goals. I mean, by 1 goal. Yeah, I have to win by 3 goals. Like I have to win like 0-3 because they have 2 goals
So then
on me.
teams would then face the incentive to be aggressive offensively
Yeah, but it's
throughout the game.
different because a goal, you get a goal only every 20, 30 minutes. Some games you don't even get a fucking goal. You know what I mean? It's like way harder to score in like soccer.
Yeah, which is also like a point in the football example, way fewer possessions, just like less opportunities to score points. So like the Eagles were not gonna come back in that game yesterday. Get your guys out off the field.
Yeah. So the whole
But
thing is like Billy Donovan's here. Like I have to leave the starters in the game because if not, we're gonna lose by 100 points, and that's gonna be a fucking embarrassment. Like you know what I mean? So like it's forcing. He's being forced by Joey Mazzulla to keep the starters in, even though they're being blown out by 30 because he doesn't want like his fucking team to look like complete dog shit. You get what I'm saying?
but you would place 0% of the blame on the Bulls just for sucking.
I I think if you took out the Bulls, put in any other team, the thought is the same. It just
I mean, yeah,
so happened to be the
but
Bulls, which
you
are
know, Charlotte and the Knicks on that same night. The
same
Knicks
that
ran out the score on the Hornets.
yeah, same thing. I just think the reason why is what's it called? Billy Donovan verbally called out you know what I mean? Joe
Mhm.
Mazzulla, like verbally, like legit, like called him out. Like and the whole thing was telling him like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I think Billy Donovan was unaware about the implications. So
Which is
Joe,
embarrassing if you're Billy Donovan. Honestly, how do you not understand that
because most people
entering this contest trying to win by whatever 30? How do you not know that?
because they were already
He's not a
eliminated.
good head coach.
They were already eliminated.
So, I mean, so we know how I don't get how Billy Donovan would be like
Maybe
cognizant
he
of that.
did know, but like he didn't know the specifics. He's like, you know what I
He's
mean?
probably salty as fuck. To be honest, I bet
I
he's
mean,
salty as fuck that it
I
was
bet
happening to him.
you. I mean, Steve Clifford was salty as fuck. No one cared because like this,
For sure,
the Hornets are a smaller market, and
for
like
sure.
it's the same principle. It's just something that will have to be changed in the rules. You can't keep going with like because they're trying to do what soccer does, where you have aggregate scores, which is a good theory. But I think maybe let's do like Elam endings during the in-season tournament
I like that.
or something
I
like
like that a
that,
lot. I like
because
that a lot.
then it creates a goal and it's
Yeah.
not convoluted because
And differential is still a factor in Elam. That's a great idea.
yeah, and you have the stuff. It's just, I think the whole thing you can't do. I get it as someone who played soccer, follow soccer. I mean, I wish Luke was here because Luke would give a better because Luke's way more into Premier League soccer than I am. But they're trying to create the cup effect that it's weird though because in soccer it doesn't work. So you know, like I hear like the in-season tournament, the game counts for the regular season and your in-season. In soccer, it doesn't really work like that. Like you have games all the time, but like you have legit cup games that don't matter to the English Premier League. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Like you go play for Champions League, which is a fucking like EuroLeague. EuroLeague is its own competition. Then you have like the Adriatic League, and then you also have maybe like a cup like tourney. So it's like I think they should call Europe teams and ask how they do it and figure out like the European basketball teams are doing.
Elam is an excellent idea. That'd be a good product for the fans as well.
I'm
More
just
climactic.
I'm scared that it's fading away though because they got rid of it in the All Star. It's done. They're not doing ELM ending in All Star anymore. I know that's just because the All Star ending game sucks to begin with, but like that's something on my beat.
Yeah.
Jackson,
Welcome.
So,
big Green Bay Packer fan, even though he's from Chicago.
yeah, I feel like we got to change the name again
Why?
because it's just not good.
Beyond the backboard?
I heard you say it on the show today. So,
What?
yeah.
You don't like Beyond the Backboard?
No.
Why? I love it. I think it's catchy. What's your consensus, Henry?
I have been anti Beyond the Backboard.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it's good at all.
Really?
I don't know why we changed it actually. I really don't.
I like the NBA show, and I thought that it should always be name related or something with way more like uniqueness to it. Like I thought having a pun just to join the ranks of other shows that have puns was kind of like Counterintuitive, really.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's see.
I don't know. I mean,
I like that logic. Here's the thing. There's one person watching this, and it's me. And it's been 2 years, and it needs to change, and it needs to change immediately. Otherwise, it's just like, not that it's a waste of time, but it's not good. Like, it just isn't good.
I mean, I think these shows do better post. I mean, our last couple shows, we've been getting our numbers up.
I know
Better.
people with fucking nothing for them who are just doing just fine. Think about like a Rusty and Three Cone. I mean, these guys don't have this issue of, the only person in it's Stump.
I mean,
And I don't get it. I really don't.
We do need to clip more. I just haven't been able to school.
It has nothing to do with it. It just has nothing to do with live viewers.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, I'm putting the tags in and stuff. I don't know. At this point, I'm just going for the clips, and then hopefully clips will bring them in. I don't know if we're like shadow banned or something.
It's people just don't want to watch it.
You think? I don't know, because like we have
we've been growing in over a year. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know, but like it's not like either of us are putting like a full-hearted effort.
We did not do that when the show was doing well. We wake up at the start show. I wake up before it now.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't like. I'm willing to hear. I mean, I'm willing to hear whatever, but like, yeah, I don't know. I don't.
What
know.
was when you say when the show is doing well? What does that mean?
We would just have like 20 or 30 bodies in here when we first started the show.
You'd have more than me in the show.
Yeah.
Shit pisses me off.
It's
maddening.
It's
like every day at this point.
Yeah.
And it's even more annoying because I have to, like, it's on my phone. I have my phone up so I can see the chat, as opposed to when it was on StreamYard. You were the only one who can see the view count, so I would have to like go on to YouTube and then refresh it and see how many people are watching it. But now if you want the chat, you just I gotta have it up,
Yeah. I mean, I have the chat right next to me. What's it called on OBS? But yeah, no, like the thing is like I'm looking over here. I gotta go back to all the way to the thing. I don't even know what time we would do it at. Did we do it in the afternoon? I mean, first off, let's be honest. Our best time to do the show has been 4 p.m. Like right after school. We talked about this. The highest viewership on YouTube is between 4 and 7 p.m. People don't really watch.
All that's analytical nerd stuff.
I know, but like when we started doing the show, we did the show I think at like 11 or noon. All right, when we first started.
Yeah, I think 11 o'clock sounds right.
11 o'clock, like we were doing the show at like 11 to like noon. I remember that because like we had like a few hours after waking up, and then the second time we did it was at like 4 p.m. or 3 p.m. because you and I hated it because we talked about it was in the middle of the fucking day, but it was because everyone was getting out of school. That's our whole.
Yeah, I think you were working because that was about a year ago, right? I just moved to Florida, and it would get dark by the end of the show.
That's what I'm saying.
I hated it so much.
Yes. You're right. You're right because it would get dark because
your class schedule. I think for that semester, maybe it was
something
your
like,
fall semester.
I'm trying to look at it right now if we have it on. I'm looking at the old ones because I think it was in the afternoon. We were like fully on an afternoon show because our whole thing was we're like, oh, kids get out of class and they'll turn on our shit.
Yeah, and then I remember I would get dogged a lot for being tired.
Oh yeah, in the middle of the day.
And it's like, yeah, it's 5 p.m. I'm tired.
Yeah, because the other thing is we did free agency like at the start of the show the first year. Like free agency went live when we were on the show. Because yeah, right here we had a stretch of 400, 300, 600, 900, 76 views, 300, 200, 150.
I guess I mean,
it might time thing, you think?
No.
A lot of our I know TP and Aaron can barely get on now morning or like midday because they work. They can't listen while they're at work. I knew like, and then the other guys were in schools like Mr. 81 and them. They don't get out of school till 3 p.m.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think they're gonna watch it anyways. Every day.
I mean, they were watching every day.
Is watching the same as coming in here and saying, yo,
I'm just saying that during that time was when we had almost like several hundred viewers, even post. We were getting like double-digit likes. I'm looking at it right now.
yeah, it was all, you're right though. It was all after the fact. But we'd have, a decent amount of bodies in here.
Yeah, like 10, 15. Oh, yeah, we can always try the afternoon again. It's all about just like it's an inconvenience just to do a show at 4 p.m. just to have your.
It's a huge inconvenience. Yeah.
That was the whole thing why we changed it. We were just like, this is fucking awful that like you literally want to go out and do something. You're like, oh, I gotta come back home and go for an hour.
Yeah, I know.
That's why we changed it. Like originally, it was like we were getting sick of the time.
Yeah.
But the afternoon was our most successful time.
5, 6, 7.
What?
I got 8. In the
What?
last 3 months. 8 shows over 100 views. It's
Yeah.
just
And when you looked at like
not gonna pay the bills.
yeah, I mean we're not even monetized on this one anymore because we got rid of the clips, which is so weird that they took off our monetization. But the interesting thing about is that we have really good watch time. It doesn't make sense. Like certain months we averaged 8 or 7 minutes of watch time. Like I'll show you my screen right now. Like look at this shit. Makes absolutely no sense because like my main channel, I get 2 minutes of watch time, but this channel has like a 4-minute watch time average.
Well, yeah, your videos are 4 minutes and these are an hour.
I know, but what I'm saying is that like theoretically, if we have this much watch time, YouTube should be pumping us. You get what I'm saying? Like, dude,
Not really though, because that's just a 2.4, or that's click-through rate. That's I mean,
like look here, we got click-through rate up to like.
I bet you my channel is higher watch. What are you on for that audience?
Do you not know you got to use analytics? Go to analytics and go to content.
I don't use analytics. I'm not a geek. Yeah, my average watch time is 3:37. So
we have more.
Yeah, because my videos are 8 minutes and these are over an hour.
Well,
that's not a good watch time, I would say. I would say that's probably why. It's not why, but maybe. It's not helping. I guess this is more of an end of the show. Sorry, I didn't mean to come in.
What do you mean?
Depressing.
Oh no, you're good. I mean, it's valid points. It's just something I don't even.
It's Monday morning. I mean, we're awake talking to ourselves, which is is fun. It's still fun, but I hate looking at this fucking one in front of me.
Let me tell you that the podcast has been growing on Spotify.
Hey, you know what? I think Spotify's starting to do whatever they're doing. I think they're doing a really good job at
I think they're promoting
pods to new people. Yeah.
Yeah, because so we used to average single digits on the pod. Last 3 weeks, every single pod is double digit. Like with one hitting triple.
It's actually beautiful.
And then we are the 218th most popular sports podcast in Israel. So it's weird because I will admit it does seem like Spotify is pumping podcasts.
I think they just straight up are, because on my Rockets one I see like, oh, you got 1,000 impressions on Spotify this week.
Yeah, no,
like, how?
That's what I saw that too. Okay, so I'm glad you said that. We got like several, like it said collectively we had like over 1,000 like the last several weeks of impressions, but then views we didn't. But like I was just like, I was like, whoa, like people are looking at this. So yeah, okay, I think they are putting in front of people. I'll have to clip this so it's just like not the beginning talking part, but
Joshua throws in the Israeli flag. Is that how you say it?
Israeli flag? Yeah, you said it right. Behind.
How else would you potentially say it?
I don't know.
The flag of Israel? I don't know.
Henry,
I'm not 100. I know like we're in a war right now, and if it wasn't for the war, I would like be.
Do you have Tubi? Do you have
I wouldn't
Tubi?
be sure of the country.
You have a movie you need to watch called Oy Vey, My Son is Gay. It's about a Jewish mother finding out her son is gay. It's a comedy from 2008.
Great era.
With Karma Electra?
No.
Carmen Electra. Big tits.
No way, the porn star?
She's not a porn star. Also,
Sure.
Henry, can you tilt your screen so you get more headroom? There we go. Beautiful, buddy. We were just seeing Henry's like forehead.
So I'm sitting on my exercise ball instead of my chair this morning. Trying to get some good lumbar support.
Let's go ahead and let's look at this in-season tournament and do a preview right here. So we can go ahead. So me and Henry are talking about this. There is no way to actually be able to figure out, like, where's a bracket? Like, can someone show me a fucking bracket?
I've seen the bracket on Twitter.
I've seen it on Twitter too, but like, there's nothing like even on the NBA's website, where's a fucking bracket? Am I wrong for being mad, or do you guys agree? Like, how am I supposed to, like, March Madness? I can see a bracket. I can go on Google and see like the group. Like, I have no idea.
The in-season tournament's been a huge success. It's just nobody really knows when or what is going on.
Booyah.
Until it's on.
Okay.
Which imagine that. Imagine taking the success it's having and then doing a better job of sharing the details. Like, this has a bright future.
Is it that successful? Like, let's be honest.
It's that successful.
I don't know.
It's hugely successful. You got dudes running up the scoreboard and up 30. Oh, right. These guys want it.
Did you just say that because that's what we started talking the show about?
Yeah, it's a great example though.
Okay, so let's start off with the Lakers and Suns, and let's talk right here. Who do you guys have in front of? Okay, because this is just single elimination. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Just we're going one game and you're out, right? It's knockout.
Yep, you are correct.
All right, Lakers versus Suns. Let's hear from the Lakers fan himself. Jackson, what do you think about this? Is this an easy dub for King James and the boys?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is Bradley now? It's Henry. Is Bradley Beal or Devin Booker playing?
No Beal, yes Book.
Any other injuries for the Suns or Lakers that we should be aware of?
Where should I start?
The Lakers are healthy, with the exception of Gabe Vincent. Jared Vanderbilt is back, making his
second
consecutive appearance. He logged 14 minutes on Saturday. And the Suns are healthy, with the exception of Beal and Eric Gordon, who is questionable.
Two things. Josh
When
Gordon,
is that? Sorry.
Wait, what did you say?
When's that game?
It's tonight at 10 p.m. Oh, yeah, it's tomorrow at 10 p.m. Oh. Tomorrow at 10 p.m. My apology. Tomorrow.
Oh, the two games on tonight are in season? Oh, let's go.
Yeah. Tonight and tomorrow. So, nice. First off, Joshua George said, have you guys seen Good Burger? Welcome to Good Burger, home with the Good Burger. How may I take your order? No?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys are lames. But Karma Electra is the chicken there. So Rocket News says his predictions are Lakers, Kings, Bucks, Celtics. I think right here, group consensus is the Lakers are going to take the Tuesday game, the second Tuesday game. And for the first Tuesday game, because I guess we're going to work backwards, Bucks, Knicks. Oh, wait. Jackson took Lakers. I took Lakers. Henry, what'd you take?
Give me the Suns.
Give you the Suns? All righty.
Give me the Suns.
Let's move over to the...
L's in the chat.
L's in the chat. So we're going to go over to the Bucks Knicks. What do you guys think of that matchup? Do you think it's going to be a slaughter, or do you think the Knicks have a chance to go up against the Bucks?
You know, Julius Randle's been playing really well recently, so I will go Bucks by 15.
Henry, any injuries we should be aware of?
I am also going to take the Bucks. Dame has been playing extremely well lately. Milwaukee is healthy. No, they have a few players questionable, but Milwaukee's mostly healthy, and the Knicks are healthy as well. I'm taking the Bucks.
I'm in agreement. I will be taking the Bucks. I think the Bucks have been picking up steam, and I do have questions though against the Bucks' like perimeter defense. If Emmanuel quickly and Jalen Brunson get going, might be a little harder to stop. I think this one could
Quickly's
be a
done.
point.
I feel like Quickly's done nothing this year.
He's the second in run. He's since right now, if the season ended, he'd be second place to who the fuck are they saying is the front runner for Sixth Man of the Year? I'm literally blanking on it right now. It's another guard. It's no, is it Chris Paul they're saying is first? I don't think
No, I didn't think there was a clear front runner.
they literally Hoops Hype wrote an article yesterday where they polled executives and they said right now Emmanuel Quickly would be second, sixth man. I gotta pull this up 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Okay, right here. They had I know Malik Monk was in third place. Let me see. Filters. Time.
Tim Hardaway's been getting buckets.
Right? Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony is who they have in first place. Fuck you.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider him a clear front runner for it.
They said like right now, if the season ended today, Cole Anthony's the front runner because just like look at his stats. He's leaps and bounds above everyone else. All right, now let's
Quickly?
No, Cole Anthony, you fucking bitch.
I was gonna say like,
Quickly's his second, but like if you look at Cole,
15, like that's good. Just yeah, clear front runner.
is Cole Anthony. I was saying is if
glad.
the season ended today. Let's talk about the first game, East Coast game, Pacers versus Celtics. Number one offense in NBA history, going against the clear dominant dogs of the East right now, the Boston Celtics. No Kristaps Porzingis. Any other injuries we should be aware of, Henry?
Tyrese Halliburton is questionable with an illness. He didn't play Saturday. Obi Toppin is questionable with an ankle sprain.
Alrighty.
So I would assume that Halliburton is on track to play.
He, from what I understood this morning when I looked, Halliburton is playing.
I'm taking Boston though.
Joshua George says he thinks the Celtics or Bucks are going to win the entire thing. He feels like the East will win. Now, I think right here I'm taking Boston. Though, because there's no Kristaps Porzingis and the Celtics struggle with size, there is a chance that Miles Turner and Isaiah Jackson have a great day.
But those are two bigs that don't really impose their size.
15 and 6.
Is that Miles Turner? Wow.
My stat line for Miles Turner.
I thought you were
15
saying
and 6.
I thought you were saying for the season. I was like, I didn't know it was that low. Dude,
He's
Isaiah
probably
Jackson.
16 and 7.
Isaiah Jackson though has been on a mission. Like he comes in playing with so much energy. Derpy Entertainment says he's got Kings versus Celtics in the finals. Shout out Derpy Entertainment. But I do think it'll be interesting right here. I'm going to take the Celtics because the Pacers have historically the second worst offense of all time. I mean, defense of all time, even though they have the best offense of all time. I think you take Tyrese Halliburton out the game, which they have Drew Holiday, the Celtics, and the Pacers will crumble.
Pretty amazing to see Indiana beat Miami without him, score 140 points without him the other night. That intrigues me. I should watch some film on that.
Or watch their next game. I'm kidding. But who you got, Jackson?
Celtic.
Henry?
Celtics.
All right, we're doing it. Everybody here, we took Celtics. So far, we got Lake Show, Bucks, and Celtics. All three of us have stayed the same. Final game we have right here for tonight's tourney is the Kings versus Pelicans. And any injuries we should be aware of, Henry, for this one, I have not looked at it. Are we getting CJ McCollum is there, Brandon Ingram is there, Trey Murphy's back, correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody else that we should be aware of that might be in or out?
Nope, both of these teams are fully healthy. Fox is coming off a 26-point, 16 assist, 1 turnover game on Saturday. Trey Murphy logged 22 minutes in his debut, and then he rested in the back half of the back-to-back, so he should be probably on some type of minutes restriction, but should be moderately fresh.
Alrighty. So right there we go. Oh, this one gets tough. Okay, because the Kings, they're weird because they're not the number one offense like they were a year ago, okay? but they're not the worst defense in the league like they were a year ago. Basically, Mike Brown said leading up to the season, the preseason, that he was willing to sacrifice offense to get better at defense. Now they're basically, correct me if I'm wrong, middle of the pack at both stats. And I think it brings up a great question with when you're playing against a team like the Pelicans, where the Pelicans, they're starting to pick up steam themselves, all right? And I think right now it will be definitely interesting to see who out of these two teams are going to be better defensively. On paper, I think I would take the Pelicans to be the better defensive team. But I think the Kings have shown the Kings superstars, Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox, are a bit more consistent than CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, and Zion Williamson, in my opinion. What are your guys' thoughts on this matchup?
You said that the Kings are more consistent than the Pelicans, correct?
I said the Kings' top players, De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis, are more consistent contributors than Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, and CJ McCollum.
Yes, okay. I agree with that. Gosh, this is such an interesting game for conflicting styles. I do think that Zion is going to be a problem, but I'm going to take the Kings. I think that tempo-wise, they're going to make New Orleans struggle.
I can get behind that. Jackson?
Pelicans.
Why? Why are you choosing the Pelicans?
Just think they're gonna win.
You don't think they're like better? I mean, when I look at this right now, like from a statistical standpoint, I think like, I love Zion and they've been pulling up. Oh damn, dude! The Athletic had they had the odds, the spreads on here. I don't know why I didn't do that. But the Pelicans right now, I haven't seen what their defensive ranking on the season is, but they're the 14th. This is incredibly, listen to this. The Pelicans, okay, are the 16th ranked offense, 14th ranked defense. Net rating is 15th. You want to see the Kings? The Kings are literally almost identical. 14th, 19th, and 19th.
Which really is amazing for how different these teams are.
Yeah, 3-point percentage, both 35%. These teams are eerily similar statistically, which is interesting. I think a big matchup will be Sabonis versus Valanciunas. Who's going to be the Zion stopper? I think, Zion's going to be, Jackson choosing the Pelicans, Zion's going to be a problem. But, I mean, one thing that's interesting is the Kings are one of the best three-point shooting teams, while the Pelicans are one of the worst three-point shooting teams, even though the Pelicans are one of the best field goal teams in the league. Like, if you just look at these numbers. So, yeah, I think you brought up a good point, Henry. It's going to be I think this is the most interesting matchup because of their conflicting styles of play. I think that was well said. Because Sacramento they write right here, Sacramento defeated OKC, San Antonio, Minnesota, Golden State in group play. New Orleans lost to Houston but beat Dallas, Denver, and the Clippers. During the group play, the point differential for Sacramento was plus 30, scoring a respectable 483 points while allowing 452 points in those games. Let me just show you, this is great. 6 teams in the tournament had a higher point differential than the Kings. So right here, this game where the Kings are 5-2, Pelicans are 3-5 on the road, and even though the Pelicans won those games, they won those games without CJ McCollum and Trey Murphy, so they are back on strength. So I think it definitely is going to be an interesting one. If anything, this is one that I would say that the New Orleans Pelicans would cover the spread. If I had to bet, I would take Pelicans covering the spread personally. You guys?
They are 2-0 against the Kings this year.
They are? And that's unhealthy, right?
So it looks like both games were without CJ.
And
yeah,
Trey.
Unhealthy. Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah. Zion is combined for 51 points on 22 of 32 shooting.
All right, so looking at this, I'm going to take the Pelicans. I'm going Pelicans right here because the more I think about it, there's nobody to stop Zion Williamson.
Yeah, the size of New Orleans is an issue.
That's what I was going to say.
Very serious issue.
Because Sabonis is going to have to go against Valanciunas. CJ McCollum and Herb Jones are going to take turns on Brandon Ingram and De'Aaron Fox. Like, I think they got there. There's really no one who's going to be able to slow down. I don't believe Keegan Murray or Harrison Barnes will be able to
But that's who
stop.
it's going to be. It's going to be that duo.
That's what I'm saying against Zion. And I have
Yeah.
just from there, I'm going to join Jackson and take the Pelicans right here. And I mean, Joshua George brings up, I got the Kings low key because they choked against my Rockets, which is a little concerning. Draymond is the Sabonis stopper. That's a good point. So shout out Joshua George. I think right here, looking at it, who do you guys think is gonna be the final two teams? Right now, I do believe it's gonna be, looking at it, I think it could be the Bucks versus the Pelicans if the Pelicans win tonight. I think the Pelicans would also be a problem for the Lakers if the Lakers were to win because there's again no Zion stopper.
I have a Zion stopper in mind.
If you say Anthony Davis, I'll tell you he'll run past him.
Davis. He's gonna blow past him.
Yeah, bro. I'm like
I don't know if
off.
he lost that much weight.
I'm off Anthony Davis the Anthony Davis train. I was on the Anthony Davis train for 15 years, it felt like. And like Anthony Davis is like when it matters, he doesn't show up. He only showed up once and it was in the bubble. It's been a problem he's had since the Pelican days. Joshua George says, "Street clothes Davis," in response to you.
I think it's just. I think it's unreasonable to expect a player to play 82 perfect games, and because he plays for the Lakers of Los Angeles, that's the. LeBron hasn't played good basketball in a couple of nights, but it's the problem still apparently AD.
So what I say is, let's go back to AD back when he was on the Pellies, and it's just he hasn't been that guy. He hasn't been that guy. He was a third
playoffs.
I mean, the last couple of years he was with Boogie. They were like a first round exit. I mean, he was a guy that was like a 30-point scorer. He's not even like the last 2 years he's gone back to being the rebounding machine he was, but like, and like he's having a good defensive year this year. For me, I get upset watching Anthony Davis because in the moments that count the biggest, okay, he doesn't necessarily show up, okay? Like he'll go off against, the Pistons. He'll go off against the Rockets, the Thunder, all right, but then when he plays Joel Embiid, like I don't think it's the best game, okay? Or the game against the Mavs when he went against Derek Lively. Like I just feel like there are moments where Anthony Davis shies away from the bright lights. That's my thoughts. I mean, last time he played the Kings, he scored 9 points against the Sabonis. He had 4 blocks. Like, don't get me wrong, defensively, I'm still there for Anthony Davis. I'm talking about winning games. Anthony Davis, I don't know. And then even there, like defensively, Anthony Davis sometimes he gets frustrated and he just lets things go. Like he's a cool rim protector, but in transition, Zion with the ball, he's gonna run past Anthony Davis every time in transition.
AD's last 5 games, 27 and 14, 2.5 blocks.
No, I agree. But we're talking. I realized I started talking about scoring and stuff like that, which wasn't what we were originally talking about. I'm talking about more defensively. Great rim protector, having one of his best defensive seasons in terms of protecting the rim, but bring him out on the perimeter or run past him on transition. He's not going to beat you at the cup and block that shot. He's just going to be like, he's a drop coverage big now. I mean, he's doing what Rudy Gobert does at a higher level, like in terms of being able to switch and stuff, but I don't think the Lakers can stop Zion if Zion's having a night. Or even Brandon Ingram. Like Brandon Ingram, as much as I love LeBron doesn't try on defense like he used to. So if I had to put money on it, I'm not like I love the Lakers. I don't love the Lakers because I'm more of a Celtics fan, but I love LeBron and I want LeBron to do good, but I don't think they're gonna. If they play a team like the Pelicans, I think the Pelicans are a difficult matchup for them, is what I'm getting at. I think they would have an easier time playing the Kings than they would with the Pelicans because they're more evenly matched up.
Kings always lose in overtime to the Kings.
What's your thoughts, Henry?
think your AD concerns are slightly overblown. I get what you're saying, how he kind of like inconsistently applies himself at times,
That's a great way of
and
phrasing
like,
it.
and he probably will duck the smoke of Zion occasionally, but I think that he's been playing pretty well this year.
I just think that like Anthony Davis should be so much better than like Anthony Davis should be an MVP. Like should be like the best basketball player every given night. And it doesn't feel
what more is he supposed to do than 23, 13, and 3 blocks?
What he was doing in
I
fucking
just don't know what else he's supposed to do.
New Orleans 28, 12. I mean, more so it's the 3-point shot and just like I don't know, it's just like
30 years old. Like
yeah,
games change.
I just think he takes plays off. He takes plays off. Especially like I don't know,
That's fine. It's an 82
The
game
lack of shot diversity is real. That was supposed to be a kind of a part of his game that would grow and be like passable this year. And
he was supposed to be the 34% 3-point shooter he was for like 2-3 years in a row before he came over. He was like just below league average at shooting threes, and he was like launching a shit ton of them.
Which I don't even really want him to do that, and he has been a positive contributor.
I know, but like that floor spacing with Anthony Davis, he's hitting there, would give LeBron and like the other guys who were like Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook would have worked if Anthony Davis could hit threes.
I like that take actually.
So, like there have been players who have not worked in Los Angeles since AD has came because AD shrinks the floor. I mean, this is a whole problem that the Lakers have that they, for some reason, love to take long mid-ranges and love to play post-up basketball for some reason in 2023. Like, they'll go into phases where they're like, yeah, just give AD, he's just going to post up. And then you'll get other moments where you'll be like, oh, LeBron's just going to take 2 dribbles inside and then take a long 2 above the break, the free throw line break, you know? And you'll just be like, okay, all right, that's great. That was such an efficient shot, guys. Let's just back down. I
think he's just. I don't like how the media treats or AD. He gets made. Oh, these players would have worked if he could hit threes. Well, their own team should be able to hit threes. They're dead last in makes and attempts, and they're second to last in percentage.
So
is that also AD's fault?
I mean, that's partially.
The answer is no.
But like here, Joshua George said a great job. I mean, Rocket News, Chris says Zion will probably play bully ball. Then Joshua George says New Orleans, Anthony Davis, hell yeah, or Bubble Davis. I feel like Anthony Davis doesn't play as aggressive as he used to. Which I think that's a good tank.
Because he's a 30-year-old man playing.
You're acting like 30's old.
It's still a factor.
60 games a night for 12 years. Playoffs every year. Being the big man every year.
Playoffs
every game.
Not every year. Playoffs like last 4 years. Not even last 4 years. He's only been to the playoffs 5 times in his career. Out of a 11-year career.
So he's played 720 career games.
600.
Playoffs included 750 games. 720. And he's 30 years old.
But his age shouldn't be a factor in how we're trying to objectively judge the Lakers and their ability to win games right now. Like his age is face value. His age is face value.
Yeah, I mean, also your prime is supposed to go till you're 32 or 34. Your prime is 28 to 32, 34. That's.
I will just preface with I think if you try to compare any player to LeBron James, you will be disappointed.
Okay, I'll give another DeMar DeRozan or like Chris Paul, Draymond. Like I can give you half the league that are older than him and play still more aggressive, and have had like equal injury problems.
You as a Lakers fan have to see the times where AD is extremely aggressive and then other times where he isn't.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is in game 18 against the Detroit Pistons, I don't need him to go hard all minutes he's on the floor every single possession.
So would you say, though, that he has been locked in, very consistently applied throughout this season?
Yeah.
Valid. Then I mean, I feel like...
I think he's been, like, this is one of his better, if not best seasons since the bubble year. I will admit to that. I'm willing to consent, but I'm just saying, AD, we're supposed to have an MVP. It was supposed to be a handing of the torch, okay? That AD was supposed to come here, that this team would slowly become like.
This is 4 years ago.
Like, I know, but like the thing is
we should let it down. It was 5 years ago. Actually, we should let that down.
I know.
And not continue it because that's just not how it went.
Well, they gave up all this assets and stuff. Okay, when you would argue,
and they won a championship.
Yes, they won a championship, and that's good. But you would argue Anthony Davis's impact on winning isn't that much higher than Brandon Ingram's.
Oh my God!
I'm just saying. Look at in the regular season. Look at it. Look at that. Okay. Look at their records when playing. I'm just saying, Anthony Davis is a big concern even when he was in New Orleans. He does not bring the players around him up. He does not elevate the level of his team. Okay?
Oh, man. I think that his existence and effectiveness as a rim protector really makes that a weird take. Well, like he's still a defensive anchor, one of the best. Like, to compare to Ingram is pretty.
I also, it's like the whole Josh says 30 is still kind of young. Curry's like 35. The whole thing comparing AD Davis to Steph Curry, Chris Paul, DeMar DeRozan is like comparing a running back to a different position where it's just like, I don't really think that.
LeBron, all right.
It's the same. LeBron's the GOAT.
So, Anthony Davis.
How long does Joel Embiid's career last? He's probably got. How long do we have of Joel Embiid being Joel Embiid? Probably 3 years.
So Anthony Davis.
But at that point, he'll be like, "Wow, dude, he had such a good career. He was so good." But for AD, it's just like, be better.
So, record last on Pelicans. All right, so Brandon Ingram on the Pelicans has gone 115-26. Anthony Davis without LeBron has gone 23 and 28 on the Lakers, and just on his regular on the Lakers 129-89. So he has won 60% of his games in comparison to what I have right here.
The guy who hasn't.
What?
Brandon Ingram.
Who
doesn't even have an above 500 record.
No, he doesn't. But the thing is, record.
So that just kind of just disproved your take.
Well, the thing is right here, 500. I mean, yeah, it disproves my take, which I'm willing to admit that I was wrong there. But I just think it just goes to show it's not that much different than, like, first off, basically AD though without LeBron is a losing player. Though this shows. He's a 45% winner without LeBron ever in his career, either on the Lakers or in general. Is what
I don't know what that does for me.
I'm just saying I don't think AD.
Well, you would want him to be a winning player without LeBron. He's your other superstar.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of things that go into it. I'd rather see season by season splits because there was a year they didn't even make the playoffs. AD's hurt a lot. I think there's
also
more that goes
a great
into
example right here. Christian Justin George is Embiid's turning 29-30, and he's like Anthony Davis.
Yeah, and we have like 3 years left of Joel Embiid playing at this level.
But what's the thing is, one might argue, Anthony Davis barely has ever gone to the level that Joel Embiid has played at. He's fucking MVP. Where's AD's MVP? Where's it? Don't come with the championship. We're just talking regular season. I'm just saying, Embiid brings. Look at this team without James Harden is better because Embiid now they're playing Embiid's ball than they were. Okay.
Yeah, and they can enjoy getting booted in the first round of the playoffs, just like they do every other year, while the Lake Show can continue to.
I'm just saying
do this thing we call win championships. And
they traded for Anthony Davis, expecting him to be like what Joel Embiid's doing. Joel Embiid.
I will take a championship ring on my right finger over whatever the hell Joel Embiid wants praise for. I
guess the championship argument. I'm talking about regular season.
Yeah, but I don't care about the regular season. Neither does AD Davis nor LeBron Go James.
What's your take, Henry?
I mean, I think that the Embiid example is a definitely more interesting one because if you were to theoretically sub AD
For
for
Embiid, this team
for
would.
Embiid,
This is insane. This team's
it's an
fucking
insane team.
insane. Best team, probably like winning multiple championships without a fucking question. As long as Embiid is healthy and AD is healthy. I'm not
Yeah,
AD, LeBron's healthy.
yeah. I do something that I wanted to bring up a minute ago is Jackson talks about the media narrative around Anthony Davis, and he's a day to day, he's missing time, but it's always construed as oh he's so you know endurable. He's probably playing through stuff a decent amount of the time, which that probably makes it slightly more difficult to be going 100%. And Embiid has dealt with durability also, but he's been mostly healthy of late. So you never really know how banged up AD might be. And I think that is like just a fairness factor that's worth considering.
Okay, okay. I mean, that's a point I didn't think about. Yes, but isn't that just something concerning? I mean,
It's still a detriment to his overall
yes,
like what he can bring to a team. He can't stay healthy.
I was
But
about
in
to
terms of
say,
our expectations of him, I think that should be taken into account.
but Embiid's a guy who's always hurt and he's still playing at a high level even when hurt. Embiid's
Yeah,
notorious for
yeah,
being,
yeah. And
and
he
it,
has been more durable of late, though. I did try to acknowledge that because he's been healthy for the past couple seasons.
that's true. This is a really weird cover hoops hype. You have the wrong team. Grizzlies signed Jalen Noel to a second 10-day contract, and it's a picture of Troy Weaver and Al Gore. Or not Al Gore, Tom Gorse.
It'd be funny if it was Al Gore.
Al Gore would be really funny.
Gore.
Luke would be happy. Okay, so let's go over here, and I wanted to talk about one rumor that's been going around, and that is the Warriors, if they continue to lose, they could potentially be pushed to move one of Chris Paul or Klay Thompson, as they would like to maintain cap flexibility, as well as knowing that right now, if Klay Thompson continues to struggle, it's better to get rid of him now and then instead of trying to sign and trade him or get him under contract next year. So there's been like, looking at teams like, I think one of them, there's been talks like of DeMar DeRozan or a Zach LaVine for Klay. Would you guys do that? Would you take Klay if you're a Bulls fan, Jackson, or not?
What was the trade?
So supposedly the Warriors, if they continue to lose and they're looking more and more
Yeah,
like,
what was the trade? I
oh,
understand.
oh, it's DeMar DeRozan or Zach LaVine for Klay Thompson.
I don't want Clay, but I'll take Moody, B-Pod, and Kaminga.
I think right now the only tradable players potentially big contracts are Chris Paul and Klay Thompson, with Moody and Kaminga being the only young guys. The rest of the roster seemingly is off limits. They're really big on B Pod, and they're really big on Trace Jackson Davis. They've basically alluded that they would like to keep Chris Paul on a cheaper contract, and that if a opportunity presents themselves to upgrade from Klay Thompson or get somebody on a cheaper deal, which I like, wouldn't be surprised if they went out and tried to get like Buddy Hield or somebody from like a couple other contracts. Buddy Hield, TJ McConnell. I would do that. I wouldn't mind. I've talked about this before. Love, like, I think at this point you're not getting much of a drop off if you go from Klay Thompson to Buddy Hield.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. How plausible it is, I don't know, but like player comp wise, yeah, Buddy would be a
Not,
pretty seamless fit.
and then you can maybe, if you throw in a pick or two, get like TJ McConnell and like who's another vet on that team that I would want. Maybe bring in Isaiah Jackson because he's an expiring. Get the rim protection. Like, there's deals out there. Right here, Rocket News says, I was thinking Klay Thompson to the Hawks with Trey Young. That's a terrible take. I'm sorry, Rocket News. Either we'll do Klay Thompson for like Bogdanovich and like AJ Griffin.
That would be a steal for Golden State. I don't think Atlanta would ever do
I
that.
think there would definitely be picks involved from Golden State. I mean, AJ Griffin's out the lineup. Like, Quinn Snyder
Yeah,
does not like AJ Griffin. That's been
I
a
don't
yeah,
want
thing.
he's
AJ Griffin at
expendable.
all.
Huh?
Warriors. I don't want him at all. You guys just aren't real Warriors fans. I think they'll be fine.
Clay has been better.
The last couple games, yes.
He's monumentally better than Buddy Hield, or whereas Buddy Hield would.
I think you're underrating Buddy Hield this season.
I think you're over. I think you've overrated Buddy Hield for a couple of seasons now, and I think Buddy Hield has actually not had a very. I mean, he's had a good career, but he was not what he was supposed to be in the NBA.
What? I mean, how do you really?
Buddy Hield in the college basketball.
He's the top volume sniper in basketball.
Yeah, Buddy Hield.
Buddy Hield was supposed to be like
one of the best shooters in the league.
Klay Thompson on crack.
No, I think he was just supposed to. I mean, he's probably been the third best shooter in the NBA behind Curry and Klay Thompson. Am I wrong? He's probably been, like, since he's entered the NBA, the third best shooter. Dude, last year, who came in second.
That's fine, good for him, but like 25 and 6.
What do you mean? In college?
Last year, Oklahoma, he's never sniffed that.
I mean, he averaged 21, 5, and 3 with the Kings for like 2 years.
Ooh, good for him.
And then,
say that he's nothing more. Say that he's nothing more than an elite spot up guy. What more is Klay than that at this point, really?
Yeah, honestly.
So yeah, but the point is, what does it matter? What does it matter?
Can pass and dribble way more than Klay can.
So I don't need. That's why I have two players named Steph Curry and Klay or Chris Paul and Draymond Green. The whole point is to not have Klay Thompson dribble. Klay Thompson dribbles too much. Klay Thompson should not need to dribble more than 5 times in a single basketball game. Buddy Hield, you're trying to tell me Buddy Hield and his 39% from downtown is great. 13 points. There's no way you can watch Buddy Hield play and be like, yeah, like the Warriors would be better with him than Klay.
And the Levine thing was more interesting to me because if I'm parting with young players or picks, I want someone dynamic. I'm not going to replace
Levine
Klay
has
Thompson
no trade value
with somebody comparable.
Klay Thompson Zach LaVine has trade value. Stop listening to every single report you hear as it's a fact. What they don't have is the trade value they want for Zach LaVine.
I mean,
he has trade value. Okay. Every player has trade value.
Zach LaVine has less trade value than Bradley Beal. Okay, that's like a fact. He's gonna the trade.
That's probably because nobody wants to trade for Bradley Beal.
Well, the thing is I'm saying that you are going to get second round picks. You're not going to get any first round picks for Zach LaVine. You might get a couple young guys, maybe. That's what I'm saying. Like, if best case scenario, like, is Chris Paul, Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, 1 or 2 second round picks. Call it a day. That's
well, the Beal trade still featured a multitude of pick swaps.
Yeah, but like the thing we're hearing is people view Zach LaVine's contract worse than Beal. They said Beal was a better defender than Zach LaVine has ever been. Beal's a way better defender, dude. Have you ever like Beal?
Zach LaVine's a good defender.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. He's he's a horrendous defender.
It's above average defender.
No, he's not, dude. You don't know basketball. No, he's not a good defender.
I don't know basketball. This is ridiculous.
You're looking at fucking Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine has been literally almost a cone for his entire career. Okay, he was a guy.
Watch the Wizards every day for 8 years. Bradley Beal can play good at defense. Well, Uno reverse. Zach LaVine can play back. He can play defense. He's a perfectly fine and perfectly capable defensive player.
Bradley Beal was almost all defensive team guy when he was with John Wall. He averaged almost like 2 steals a game for like 2-3 years in a row.
Okay, so now I'm going to throw the AD talk in your face and be like, why can't we get that Beal? The point is that Bradley Beal and Zach LaVine are similar-esque players. Maybe Beal is better than LaVine at defense, but he's certainly not better at scoring than Zach LaVine at this point in his career. He's not better at staying on the court than Zach LaVine at this point in his career.
I kind of, you're definitely overrating Zach LaVine as a defender. He's like passable at best. And like,
barely passable at best. Yes, dude, he's been had 1 season where he was almost a plus defender and he was still negative. 1 season.
And to his credit, he has been a part of a good Bulls defense for the past few years.
And so he's still the worst defender.
I'm willing to give him that. Yeah.
He's still like leagues. For his career, he's almost as bad as a defender as Trae Young. That's how bad Zach LaVine is. Trae Young and Zach LaVine are almost the same level of defender. And Zach LaVine's 6'5" with a 6'7" wingspan or 6'9" wingspan. It's like physically, he just doesn't try.
He's fine. And he's also guarding the best guard player every single night for his entire career.
Oh, he's certainly not.
He's like, they hide him on defense. They have to. They hide him. They put him on the worst offensive player. Also, I love that right here, that StatMuse respects when a team changes their logos because look at this. This is cool. I've always noticed that like they'll keep if the team was rebranded, they'll like in the if you play for the team when they were a different brand, they'll show that branding. I always thought that was kind of cool. Because if you go to like Kevin Garnett,
that's how it works. But anyways, that's literally how it works.
Jackson's heated.
I'm just saying that's how that works. But the thing is, when teams change logos, the logo changes. But
no, but the stat muse reflects that like most of the time they'll keep it uniform. Do you know what I mean? Like this would just be the same logo as the other Minnesota logos, but
I can't even see because it's so goddamn blurry. But we'll get a first-round draft pick for Zach LaVine, and yes, I will take that package in comparison to a first-round draft pick. But also, it's absurd. I think Zach LaVine has probably played his last game for the Chicago Bulls, which would make your trade package correct. But I don't think it should be his last game as a Chicago Bull. I think he should start to hop in here while we're on a 2-game winning streak. And then, if needed, I would keep him if you're not getting a first-round draft pick or
wow. But how do you just not want to? And we've talked about this because you would rather them be mediocre than tank, but
yeah.
Tanking is in the best interest of the franchise. So
I will say
you can't
never successfully tanked since Derrick Rose.
Okay. It doesn't mean you have to. It doesn't mean you can just stop trying.
I get both sides.
Reset.
I get both sides as a Wizards fan. Like we went through mediocrity like the last 7 years, and we tried to build from the middle. And honestly, this year watching a rebuild, like a full tank, is like I can't even watch a Wizards game. Like I can like barely make it through the first half. It's like really bad basketball, and it's like not fun. And I can understand like why rebuilding teams like really don't like fan bases hate it, because as the only team that Minnesota was like a dumpster fire to always watch for years, and it's cool. Like it'll be really
the fuck
what like between Johnny Flynn, Ricky Root, like what do you mean until we got Karl-Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins?
He just took a pull of wine.
Huh? Oh, he did?
He just took a pull.
Jackson, do not interrupt Ciro. Ciro continues.
Sorry.
I didn't see him pull wine. I didn't see him pull
wine. Did a pull of wine.
But I wish I had that on camera. But what I was gonna say is I can get where you're saying you'd rather not be a fucking rebuilding team. It's hard.
It's terrible.
It's
terrible.
It's so bad, dude. Like watching, I can't even like every time I see. Oh, I can't. It's so bad. I had way more hope. You remember last year? I was happy with Kristaps Porzingis and Bradley Beal. Like we're so I wanted that team forever. I was cool with it. We were never going to be good, but like at least we were always going to be trying to go for the playoffs.
Exactly.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with never. Like at least I don't have. Now we have Jordan Poole.
I don't know why Bulls fans are so upset being stuck in mediocrity, because I don't think maybe they weren't paying, maybe they forgot about the Zipser era and the Felicio and Denzel.
You don't remember Felicio? I love Felicio.
That's what I'm saying. I think maybe some Bulls fans have forgotten about Shaq Harrison.
Shaq Harrison, man.
Matt Barnes.
I was going to say Gordon Hayward. No, Joe Ingles.
Yeah.
Does he have that much hair?
No,
it's just
hair. It's Luke Permiza.
I was gonna say it's the Permiza.
Oh, you're gonna say it's the Permiza? Yeah, this is Luke's haircut. This is Luke.
But I don't know Luke well enough. I'm not gonna bag on his hair.
You can bag on him. Thereof. I can call Luke and say Joe Ingles has more hair than you. Fuck. What does that mean?
Well, it just sucks. You're friends with him, so it's not mean. It just sucks.
It's out of pocket, but he's probably used to it.
He is used to it. He's like a Jew. He's got good bones.
I have a good friend at home who hair was thinning rapidly, and now it's growing back kind of rapidly.
So he's
everyone was kind of silent. No one ever made fun of him because we're just not the type to really like.
I'd
troll someone for that.
Dude, I would troll the fucker and be like, bro, you on fucking Rogaine? I was like, what, are you on Hims? You on Hims now? Like,
but now that it's growing back, we clown on it. Devin's here. Full head of hair now too. So
my friend
shout out Devin.
Tore his ACL and he was like super athletic. And then he got fat because he was like out of commission for 9 months. Bro, first thing I see him, I'm like, damn boy, you got fat. Like first time I saw him, like 7 months, I was like, "You fat as shit." I was like, "Hit a treadmill and hang off the fucking Twinkies."
I'm gonna start. I am gonna start. If I see my fat friends, I'm gonna ask if they've gained weight because I want them to be their best selves. I want to hold them accountable for
So I
being fat
believe
if they're
in
fat.
behavior modification through consensual verbal harassment. Okay, so you basically
I need friendship.
yeah, elite friendship. Okay, you verbally harass someone until you modify their behavior. All right. So when we were used to work in the restaurant, we used to tell kids because we couldn't fire people because of worker comp. So we just tell them, "You fucking suck. You suck at your job. Old people cook fat. Old people fuck quicker than you cook. You're just worthless. You're worthless. Just go outside. Just fucking do mulch. We don't even fucking need you. You're fucking awful. You suck. You're one of the worst workers I've ever fucking seen. Like just fucking peel fucking potatoes and do something fucking worthwhile." And basically, like I remember this one kid, Grant. He was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I really hated doing pizza, so I started trying to work a lot harder because you guys stopped making fun of me when I work hard." I was like, "Exactly. Like if we'd make fun of you and harass you if you don't work hard, but if you work, damn, you're not as shit today. Good job, man. You're not being a complete piece of shit. All right. Oh man, look at this asshole. This asshole can fucking work now. Look, he figured out how to fucking use his hands." And you just do that, and
Classic.
And this is how we revive Jordan Poole to be a functional NBA player.
oh yeah. So, Jackson, you have to hear this. So I said somebody needs to fucking break Jordan Poole. They need to fucking break him, emasculate him. Every time he takes a bad shot, put him on the bench, scream at him, make him fucking cry. Okay, make him know that he's worth nothing and he'll be worth nothing for the rest of his goddamn life if he doesn't change his fucking way. We're gonna make sure that he sits at home, fucking with his dick in his hand. Yeah, he's making a bunch of money, but just know you're a fucking bum. Okay, so that he fucking cries. The inner ego of himself dies. Fucking dies. The Jordan Poole that's alive today fucking dies, is emasculated. Okay, that he's either gonna think about cross-dressing and becoming a woman, or he's gonna rebuild his fucking game and realize that it's gonna take a lot and it's gonna have to be a process. But someone needs to do that.
And
I'll tell you who isn't.
he will emerge better from it.
Who's
I'll
gonna?
tell you who won't do it.
Wes Unseld.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need Ime Udoka.
I think M.A. Udoka. I think Jordan Poole's perfectly fine, but I think M.A. Udoka would literally get Jordan Poole to
To look like a normal basketball
back to
player.
stardom.
Yeah.
Because I think, honestly, I think he would be so perfect off of our bench. I mean, we need a player like Jordan Poole off the bench to just get buckets.
You guys should have kept Kevin Porter Jr. because I would so take Kevin Porter Jr. a first round pick and Jay Sean Tate for Jordan Poole right now.
Kevin Porter Jr., yeah, he probably should have just gone to bed in that case. I'm right there with you, man.
That's
I agree.
Are you guys? Didn't Wally? Who's a big old Wally Surgeback didn't play now? Rajon Rondo. Didn't James Posey? Dude, they just. Oh wait, that's not Pacers. Didn't Rondo play for the Pelicans one season? Yeah.
Wasn't that the year he wasn't that his like first revitalized year?
He was excellent.
Yeah, I think
I mean, it was the Boogie and AD year.
Sick. Who the hell is that?
Wally Surgeback.
That guy should be an actor.
He's a commentator. He's a good looking guy. He's like Rick Fox looking good.
He is on the CBS college basketball panel.
He's also on. He does Knicks game. He does every Knicks game.
Oh really?
No way.
Yeah, he's the Knicks, the voice of the Knicks.
No, that's Mike Breen and Clyde Frazier.
Not on the Yes Network.
Interesting.
At least from what I know is like one is they have the Clyde Drexler, but like a lot of Knicks games, he's in studio something, but he's every Knicks game I fucking see him for Knicks games. Did Reggie Evans or Quincy Acey play for? What about Reggie? No. Someone played for both. I mean, there's Aaron Neesmith, which is like the easiest low-hanging fruit.
Just do it.
Nah, do Tice before Neesmith.
Tice.
That's That's gonna suck.
It's a silver. I'm trying to think of, did Jordan Mickey or like Jordan Mickey never played there. Did Dante Cunningham play for? No.
Legend.
You remember Dante Cunningham?
I remember streaming him on my first ever night of playing fantasy basketball. I was like a 12-year-old and he sucked. It was like the
Guys, I've given up on this.
All right, great show.
I really think I'm gonna think of a really good pacer that's had a 25er in the playoffs.
I can't even think of
after
that.
this.
I can't even think of a pacer.
Well, I'm trying to think of
NBA
those.
All-Star Glenn Robinson, Rocket News says.
Oh yeah, dude, Glenn.
For who?
Just think of that Paul George, the Pacers. Wait, Glenn Robinson was an all-star.
The other Glenn.
Am I
his
thinking
dad.
of Glenn? I'm thinking of Glenn Robinson the third.
Yeah, you're thinking of his son.
I don't know anything. I didn't even know there was a dad. But think about that Pacers team from Paul George.
Oh, TJ
No,
Ford.
Roy Hibbert. Just try like random
Dude,
Danny
you're
Granger, Roy Hibbert.
TJ Ford.
Oh,
baby.
nice.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He figured it out. Who's another guy from those Pacers teams? Wasn't there a Daniels? Oh, wait. George Hill, Troy Daniels? No.
Oh yeah,
Marquise
George
Daniels.
Hill. Oh,
Marquise, baby. I knew it was
the
Marquise.
fuck is that?
You don't remember Marquise?
No.
Wow. Learn basketball, bro. Who's over here that I could do? Not Alex Lynn. Did Rashawn Holmes play? No. Let's think of some old Hornets player. Did David West ever go to the Kings? Channing Frye.
I know nothing about the Pelicans. Ty Lawson played on the Kings.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
No, you're wrong, buddy.
Learn Chinese, Chris.
He lied to us. Oh no, he
Oh.
didn't. No, he didn't.
Now, how was he on the Pacers or the Kings? When the hell did Ty Lawson leave Denver?
When he got like his 5th DUI. You didn't know that? He got like 8 DUIs in Denver and went to jail.
Yeah, I knew he went to jail, but fuck.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
he had like
What
5
happens when you get a DUI?
First one, if you have good lawyers, so my dad. So if you have good
Wait.
lawyers, I mean, my friend.
Need lawyers?
Yes. So if you have good lawyers, you can walk away. So I've had friends who've gone DUIs that they've gotten expunged. Like they've had good enough. My friend was on four
But what is
Xanax, Coke, and drank a full handle. Crashed his mom's car, exploded, and was ejected out the car. He walked away with just reckless driving because he had the same lawyers as Freddie Gray. If you have bad lawyers, you're getting a blow and go in your car, and you get your license taken away. And you're depending on how bad and if you kill anybody. But like, yeah, you can go depending on the extent or how much money you have to pay for a lawyer. You can walk away with nothing. You're going second DUI. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. No matter how. I mean, if you're rich, you might go to jail for a night or two, but you're going to jail.
Yeah, that's fine. Jail's fine. I'm saying more of like what is like a for.
You cut out. You back? I don't think you can hear us.
Earth to Jackson.
No, rude cop.
You're back.
You know,
You're
and he
back.
wanted-
You're back.
What?
The last 30
And
seconds.
honestly, it was probably better that nobody heard that.
Yeah, last 30 seconds. Re-say it or whatever you had to say. What'd you say? What were you even talking about? We were so curious. We were like, Arthur Jackson, Arthur Jackson. You cut out the best part, man. You're leading to something.
Gone, lost in time.
Lost in time, man. I think he's a racist.
Oh shit.
I think he's a serial drunk driver.
He's getting behind the wheel with 2 fifths empty.
Daily.
So I gotta go deal with this.
Classic Packers fan.
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, we calling it?
Yeah, I'm giving up. Abdul. How do you spell Abdul?
Abdoul.
Yeah, we're calling it. Well, guys, hope you guys did enjoy. That's it for me.
And
Peace.
me.